about what happened that day on the bus, December 1st, but I never got to hear your side of the story. Tell me what happened. Like, what did you experience on that bus that day?
Approached the bus stop. I noticed that there was a possible chance that I would get a seat on the bus, but however, there were a number of people getting on ahead of me. And when they boarded the bus ahead of me, I did get on and saw one vacant seat that was just back of what was considered the white section on that bus. Yeah. And the man seated next to the window. Well, I had the room there, and two women across the aisle. There were four of us sitting, and the bus driver did not disturb any of us on the next stop, but it was on the stop after that when a few more white people filled up the very front of the bus and left one man standing. The driver noticed the four of us sitting there and one man standing, and he asked us to let him have those seats. And when none of us moved at the beginning, at the first time he spoke, he spoke again and said, "Y'all make it light on yourselves and let me have those seats." However, living under that type of oppression, I didn't feel like it was making it light on us or anyone else for me to stand up, so I didn't. The other three people did reluctant to do so, and when he saw me not leaving the seat, he said he would call the policeman and have me arrested if I didn't move, so I just said go on and do so. And when the policeman came on the bus, one addressed me after the driver explained what his problem was, that one wouldn't stand up when he needed the seats. And of course, it didn't seem to make sense at all that there would be 3 vacant seats left and 4 people standing who had already paid the fare, and one person would occupy a section of a bus, and the bus was crowded. So I just didn't feel that this type of treatment was due any passenger paying equal fare, but being treated so unfairly and unequally.
As I visited the South a few times, I noticed that the way everything was so segregated, it was so shocking, so I could only imagine how it feels for people actually living there. How did it feel for you, growing up in the South? Was it frustrating? How did you feel?
Well, it was frustrating and humiliating, and was designed actually to make us feel inferior. It was just one of those things. It was not even in the newer day, as the 1950s were approaching, with the young men returning home from service, and many black soldiers had given their lives and their efforts to make America free, that they would return to the same humiliation and even worse than they had left was not, to my mind, the meaning that I would want to give to our country, which was supposed to be a democracy, a land of the free. I had met him earlier in the summer, only once, when he came to speak for the meeting of the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, and it was the first time I met him. He was a new minister in the city, and he had just arrived to become a pastor of the Dexter Avenue Baptist Church, and I met him that time. I was very much pleased and impressed with his eloquence and his appearance. He was very youthful, and he was contacted by Mr. E.D. Nixon the evening that I was arrested about the incident, and he promised to give it some thought and so on. But when my trial was held December 5th, the following Monday, the group of people, ministers and others, formed a meeting. Well, they held a meeting and formed a Montgomery Improvement Association. He was chosen to be the spokesman and the leader of the group. I suppose he was just drafted. He served for quite well, but with under his leadership, along with many others, and the willingness of the people of Montgomery to stay off the buses for that long, we put the bus company out of business for quite a while. The Second time I was arrested was for putting the company out of business, along with Dr. Martin Luther King, and about 89 of us were arrested. He was the only one who went to trial, and it was a long, drawn-out trial where people who had been very quiet and intimidated and didn't feel like they wanted to tell of the oppression and the discrimination